Yo, what's going on, everybody? This your man Chris Thorns. As always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching my content. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and share. So, ladies and gentlemen, I got a video. Excuse me, a little update that I'd like to share with y'all. And I kind of accidentally ran into this update by accident. But however, though, I think it's an update that many of y'all probably want to see yourselves. So let's get right into it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you take a look up above my head, two pictures going to pop up. First picture. Do y'all remember these two assholes right here? Well, if y'all don't, that is Gloria Williams and Brian Coulter. Let me bring up another picture. This young fella name is Kendrick Lee. Kendrick Lee. For those of you who may not remember this story, let me try to refresh your memory a little bit. What went on to the story? As a matter of fact, I think I mentioned this in my last live. What went on with this story was Gloria and Brian. This boy's body was dead in the apartment for almost a year. Gloria left with Brian to go stay in another apartment not far from where the original apartment was. But get this, she left for other kids to fend for themselves. And every so often she'd stop back and bring them food and stuff. And then what we learned later was Brian here was abusing her children. And Brian here was bullying her children. And at first it was said that Brian was the one that killed young Kendrick, but then kind of find out Gloria had a partake in it too. Meaning, I believe she abused him too, and she allowed this to happen. All right? So, these two right now are still in jail for the death of young Kendrick Lee. Now, the update I want to bring to you right now is there's something that came out and it speaks on how the system failed Kendrick Lee, which with a lot of these stories, it shouldn't be surprising that this has come out. All right? But I want y'all to hear for yourself as to what happened, as to why they saying the system has failed young Kendrick. Have a listen.
Case that broke all our hearts. 8-year-old Kendrick Lee beaten to death allegedly at the hands of his mother's boyfriend.
This story, very upsetting, but it is important to understand what happened here and how it can be prevented from happening again. Our Grace White got her hands on a new report shedding light on how Child Protective Services may have failed this little boy time and time again.
The report details the number of times CPS was called about this family. It goes back to 2015. Assigned child advocates say the system is broken.
They were seeing this family, but they were doing nothing.
In a new 12-page report, CPS outlines a timeline of the agency's involvement leading up to the death of 8-year-old Kendrick Lee. Dr. Bob Sanborn is president and CEO of Children at Risk.
It's completely underfunded and understaffed, and so it manifests itself with the death of a child.
Lee's body was discovered inside a West Harris County apartment in October of last year after one of his siblings called 911. When deputies arrived, they found 3 brothers, ages 15, 10, and 7. They'd been living with their dead brother for almost a year. Their mother, Gloria Williams, and her boyfriend, Brian Coulter, were arrested and charged in connection with his death.
One of the assessments was the kids were fine after an investigation, and I thought, these kids are not fine.
The report lays out 9 times CPS launched investigations into the family, but only twice were the allegations confirmed. The first in 2015, CPS found the mother's ex-boyfriend at the time abused a child, leaving marks and bruises from physical discipline. The second in 2020, CPS found the mother committed medical neglectful supervision after one of her children threatened to take her own life and attack police officers.
If we care about the entirety of our children in our city, we need to start caring about this system. And this is a completely broken system. It has to change, or we're going to have more Kendricks.
CPS said they would not comment further on this 8-year-old's death, but this is a report advocates hope will put pressure on politicians to change our state's CPS system. Grace White, KHOU 11 News.
So, again, another child who's gone dead. All right. CPS got involved. Voila. They keep getting involved, and most of the time nothing happened. 2 times they found something. And now I want y'all to hear what they said. The ex-boyfriend abused another child. So what is really going on with this right here? Is it the fact that she's picking wrong men? Which obviously that's what it is. But how coincidental is that you keep picking men that hurt children? How coincidental that you meet somebody that hurt children? They say your ex hurt children. Now Brian you was with hurt and killed your child. So is it that she like the bad boys? Or do she like abusive men? Or maybe can we go this far and say maybe she's been plotting to find the right person to do something to one of her children? Who knows? When it comes to these stories, anything is possible. You got to look at every angle and every corner. Up, down, left, right, everything possible. But this has got to be one of the first stories that I have done that I have heard this. Seems like everybody you fucking with, they hurt children. And seem like they hurt your children. Okay? How ironic when CPS being reached out to, they don't want to comment. How ironic is that? Ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot of stories that when we hear this, they be one of the main questions y'all asking in my chat room. Was CPS involved? And it seems like the more we do these stories, so where we're going to find out that CPS was involved. Now, I'm not a CPS worker, so I don't know exactly everything that they do when it comes to these calls, when it comes to these cases. But something has to be dawned upon one of them and say, somebody's not making all these calls for no reason. Now, do people make malicious calls to CPS? I talk about that all the time. Yes, they do. All right? Yes, they do. When they get mad at somebody, people will make malicious phone calls. But when does one who works at such a place do a thorough investigation and see what the hell is really going on versus in stores I heard they just come in, take a quick look, all right, cool, everything look good, I'm gone. When does one do a thorough look and accurately say that there's nothing wrong or there's something else wrong? When do one of them just do a thorough look and have an accurate outcome versus a quick look? Or maybe they know some of these people that work there and there's some things, funny things going on under the table. Okay? Now, we got that out the way. When stories like these happen, when one of the children dies, guess who want to investigate now? CPS. Now they want to investigate. But don't y'all think it's a little bit too little too late to try to investigate now? After we just heard now, allegedly, y'all been getting numerous phone calls about this boy and about these children and this boy. And nothing was ever done other than y'all say I found something twice. But if y'all found something twice, I would like to know, how did these children end back in her care if she being irresponsible and letting negligent people or abusive people come into not only her life, but come into the children's life and just do fuck shit to them? How is they able to get back in her care? Again, I'm not a CPS worker. I don't know how this shit works. I just know when somebody was staying with me, the crap that they had going on, had CPS called to my house twice. Because of they crap they had going on, CPS called to my house twice. I don't have any children. So there's no reason for CPS to be coming to my house at all. Because I don't have children. But one of them situations, Somebody maliciously called them and claimed we were doing some foul, disgusting stuff in front of his child. That's how it works. And it's disgusting and it's embarrassing. Disgusting and embarrassing to have them people coming to your house, especially if you ain't got any children. Especially if you ain't got any children. So a lot of time when I talk about stuff dealing with CPS, I get passionate about it because what happened to me in my home. Because they should never been in my home in the first place. But this is what happened to me. They came to my home twice. Twice. But again, another story. The mother getting involved with somebody abusive. Even when it comes to same-sex relationships, it seems like that the mothers are getting involved with somebody that's abusive. Again, I got to go back to Nicole Amari Hall. She was a lesbian and let her girlfriend kill her child. But before that happened, her and her girlfriend was abusing not only Amari Hall, but they was abusing the other kids too. So it ain't just straight couples. It can be same-sex couples too. And I believe with her case, I think CPS got involved a few times too. And voila, now she's dead. She's dead. So there's going to be a change. It needs to be a change quick, fast, in a hurry. It's like the man said, it's going to be more Kendrick Lee's. And as a matter of fact, I want to rewind this back a little bit because I want to hear something that he said. Yeah, it's this part right here I want to hear again.
And charged in connection with his death.
One of the assessments was the kids were fine after an investigation, and I thought, these kids are not fine.
The report lays out 9 times CPS launched investigations into the family, but only twice were the allegations confirmed. The first in 2015, CPS found the mother's ex-boyfriend at the time abused a child, leaving marks and bruises.
2015, ex-boyfriend abused children, had marks and bruises.
Physical discipline. The second in 2020, CPS found the mother committed medical neglectful
23 years later, the mother committed medical neglectful supervision and refused to accept parental responsibility of the deceased child's 16-year-old sibling efforts.
After one of her children threatened to take her own life and attack police officers.
One of the children threatened to take their own life. You know why they threatened to take their own life? Because of what Gloria was allowed to happen with her children. Whoever they were tried to take their life, they suffered. They suffered. And they was tired of suffering because their mom was not giving them the help that they need. Was not giving the help that they need. She was allowing people to come in these children's life and abuse them. She allowed this. And damn, my bad, I forgot I still had the pictures up, but I just wanted y'all to hear that. Y'all heard what the man say. They came in there and said the children fine. Like I said, it's like one of them quick looks. Oh, they fine. They be all right. And he said, no, these children not fine. He can't say it, but I'm saying for him, no, these children ain't fine. They living in a fucked up situation, but he can't say that. So I just said it for him. Just said it for him. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, you know, I would like y'all thoughts and what y'all think about this. You know, as always I say, you know, it's a motherfucker ridiculous. It's a motherfucker ridiculous. And again, I agree with him. If Child Protective Services don't get this shit together, we're going to have many more Kendrick Lees. We're going to have many more Amari Hall. We're going to have a lot more Malia Bass. We're going to have a lot more Malia Davis. We're going to have a lot more all these cases going on if they don't get this shit together. I'm your man, Chris Thorns. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for more stories like these and more updates. And I'll catch y'all next time. Peace out.